Hi and welcome to Be Still and Know with me, Dr. Micah Jazz. Unity creates an atmosphere of trust and harmony. Within such an atmosphere, remarkable things become possible. I grew up with stories from my mother of life in Britain during World War II. The war years affected her from age 14 to 20. She lived away from London but close to Plymouth, which suffered bombing as a port. In her own seaside town there was a small shipyard that made minesweepers and so endured the occasional bombing raid. Yet it was less the inconvenience of war she spoke of. It was more the way in which her local community came together and cared for each other. The war had united them in heart and mind, and consequently they shared freely with one another in a common commitment. When there is no visible threat, it's easy to become consumed with my own interests alone. Life moves from one day to the next with no obvious external threat. Indeed, individuals and families are shocked and appalled when some interruption to their plans breaks in, such as an unwelcome illness. There is little motivation to pull together. Indeed, much of our social and economic narrative promotes the idea of individual responsibility to make one's way in life. Those who fail to do so for whatever reason run the risk of being labelled as scroungers and parasites. We're not building a kind society. We are, of course, citizens of heaven and as such a community with a shared purpose and common enemy. Our success, as with Britain when it had its back against the wall and presented with impossible odds in World War II, is to pull together and enter into the mind of Christ, which is God's call and gift to us. We are individuals with the uniqueness that accompanies our individuality. Yet, we are called to become part of the family of God, clearly expressed through the church. Our responsibility is not to engage in endless internecine warfare with each other, but to collaborate in defeating our common foe. Our challenge is, as the great Bible teacher and preacher John Stott identified, to create and live a culture that runs counter to the existing social narrative. As such, to engage the people in a conversation about the nature of Christian life and demonstrate that Christianity is not merely an add-on to normal life. It is a choice and a commitment to explore living within a complex world with a distinct and identifiable set of values. These place people before things and are founded upon the core values of love for God and neighbour. As we enter into the God space today, have you found ways to demonstrate the character of your Christian faith in the face of the contemporary social norms? Would you find you are in one heart and mind with fellow Christians and working to defeat God's enemy, the accuser of humanity? Amen. Perhaps the unity my mum spoke of is only possible when the extreme necessity of war confronts us. Whilst we face such a necessity today, we may need some greater challenge to awaken us to it. Now please do write to me, micah.jazz@premier.org.uk, and together we can explore who and where God is in our walk of faith, and I will write back personally and in confidence as soon as I can. Visit premier.org.uk/Voice of Hope, join our growing Voice of Hope family and follow along with these daily meditations at home in print or direct to your favourite mobile device. And please do join me this Sunday for Premier Life and for Be Still and Know throughout the week. However, for now, from me, Micah Jazz, it's goodbye and God bless.